It's already 2019 and you want to get into farming. In this video, I will give you 10 ideas in agribusiness that you can be able to start. Let's get those credits rolling. Hello innovators, my name is James and welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, please do subscribe. In this video, I give you 10 agribusiness ideas that you can get into that will get you started in 2019 on the right foot. The first business is dairy farming. Now, if you can be able to get a nice plot outside of Nairobi, you can be able to have a good number of cattle. The good thing that you can do is make sure that you get the milk producing cattle. And once you do that, you will be able to get a good source of regular milk, and you can even sell it directly to the milk companies. Or if you want to provide value, like I have talked about in a previous video about yogurt, then you can take that route. But dairy is a lucrative idea because so many people in this country love tea. Business number 2 is fish farming. It goes without saying that the sources of fish in this country are slowly going down because there are fewer fresh water lakes, and even Lake Victoria has a big problem with hyacinth. So as a private farmer, you can actually start your own fish pond and you will get started on fish farming. The goodness with this is some of the buyers of fish actually come to your farm when you tell them that the fish are ready. They will help you with the harvesting and you don't need to spend on transport. Good fish can go from about 500 and above. So imagine if you keep them for a while, then you can be able to make some good profit. Business number 3 is vegetable farming. Now it goes without saying that the staple food in this country is ugali and boga. So planting vegetables is going to get you into the homes of so many people. There are farmers who do vegetables and sell to supermarkets. If you can get one that pays you within a good time, then that would be an idea. There are those who actually do it from the back of their vehicles, where they actually just open their boot in the evening when people are coming from work and they sell from there. I have seen especially tomatoes and cabbages being sold in that way, and you can even have your lorry all the way from the rural area at the side of the road and sell from there, and once you're done, you pack it waiting for the next day. If you want to get into vegetable farming, you can also look at an idea of doing a greenhouse, and I will do a video specifically about greenhouse farming and how you can be able to get into it and the costs that are attached to greenhouse farming. Number 4 is beekeeping. If you have traveled on your way to Mombasa, when you get to a place called Mtito Ande, many of the times what you see there are people selling honey. And beekeeping in a dry area is a really good business because bees don't usually take a lot of work. And the goodness with bees is that you can actually mix it up with the other types of farming that we are going to talk about in this video, because bees are really good pollinators. And the way they make their honey, of course, is from picking pollen from one plant and taking it back to their hive. And if you do good business with honey, you can actually make a decent profit. The only issue with bee farming and honey making is the fact that so many farmers get greedy and they give people low quality honey, and that really makes for an unsatisfied customer. So if you can make sure that you price your honey really well and sell genuine honey, then you'll get customers from here all the way to Mtitonde. Business number 5 is poultry farming. Poultry and dairy can be done together, but I've done a video where I interviewed an entrepreneur in poultry farming. I'll place the card up here, and she talks about how she got into poultry farming and all the things that you would need if you want to get into poultry. The goodness with poultry is that, especially if you're doing what are known as kukuza gredi, then you can actually be able to put them in a particular place. You build a structure and you keep them in there, and they will make you a decent profit every 2 months if you're doing broilers. If you're doing layers, you can stay with them for upwards of about 1.5 years to 2 years, and they lay for at least a year, and you make your money back in that way. Business number 6 is pig farming. We all know the company called Farmer's Choice. Yes, one of their biggest products is pork and bacon. And if you are a pig farmer, the goodness with pigs is that as long as you give them food, you don't need to give them very special kind of food like you would to cattle. But if you give them good food, they do reproduce very quickly and they give you a good profit. You can have an arrangement with a company like Farmer's Choice. Actually come and buy your pigs, and they will pay you in a good period of time. Pigs, however, need a place where they can play in. They need a dirty place to play in. So you can have that in a pen, have it on a particular corner where they can actually just go and feel that they are having fun. Business number 7 is goat and sheep farming. If you have a good ranch like you can get in places like Kilifi, if you can get a few acres there, then you can actually keep goats and sheep. Goats especially do not need a lot of grass. They can stay in a drier place, and that's why they do really well in places like Ukambani. But if you have goat and sheep, that's a business that you can get into. You probably need 1 or 2 farm people to manage them, and you're good to go. Business number 8 is bull rearing. Now, we talked about dairy, remember? First, second point. Now, bulls are kept specifically for meat. You can buy a calf and then rear it for a few months so that it is ripe for meat, and then sell it to a slaughterhouse, and you get paid usually even the same day. So bull rearing is really good because you can get upwards of even 100 kilos just from one bull. So it's a business that you should consider getting into. Business number 9 is animal feed production. Most of the businesses that we've talked about, cattle and goats and sheep and bulls, they will need feed as well as poultry. But if you become an animal feed producer, all these people become your customers. You can be able to supply them. If you're an animal feed producer, what you can do for customer service is actually to go to the firms of your customers and deliver to them. That really makes their work even easier because the charge on transport is really minimal. You can be able to still make your money. Business number 10 is fruit farming. Now you can choose whichever fruit that you want to do depending on the place where you stay, and I'll do a video specifically about fruit farming and give you details on what you need to do in order to set up a good fruit business. But this is a summary video, as you have noticed. So a fruit farming business is really good. Get a fruit that usually either has 1 season every year, or if possible 2 seasons a year, and you can be able to make your money much more quickly. See you in the next one.